feel like a star, but only strictly where I'm famous. I'm in this for the longest haul, like we'll see where it takes us. I'm throwing back these double shots like whiskey here is weightless. Cause this career I chose was even riskier than Vegas, yo.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Colby Rebel Show. I am your host, Colby Rebel, where my goal is to answer that question or make that connection. So jump into the comments, share the live feed, follow the page, and put your question or connection in the comments, and I will answer as many as I can. We do have the holiday weekend coming ahead, so I do hope all of you have some fantastic plans, and please be safe. Looking forward to talking to everyone. So a couple things coming up just so we get ahead of it. Hey, New Jersey, I am coming back to see you, and I cannot wait. So in October, I will have dinner with Spirit. So we've been doing this for a number of years, and this will be an amazing evening of dinner with Spirit. Dinner is included in the ticket price. It's usually a lot of fun. People bring family, friends, and it's an evening of Spirit connection. So be sure to grab your ticket while the early bird price is still there. So we have evening of dinner, and it's going to be Sunday, October 15th. So set your calendar, grab your tickets, come and join me. Also, we have the next business class starting. So that's going to be in July. So we have July 20th that we will be starting, and this will help you really launch, build, grow your spiritual business. So no matter what level you're at or where you are with it, the spiritual business is really fun. We build a great community together. Very positive, very, very powerful. So let us start with bringing in Patricia here. Come on in, Patricia. Hi, Patricia. Hi there. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. And what can I do for you tonight?
Oh, I'd like to connect with my husband.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Let's see what we can do here. I get a lot of fun-loving spirit around him, Patricia. I just feel like he feels outdoorsy. He feels fun. He feels like he loves being around his family. I think that was just something he really, really enjoyed. I definitely think he liked a good joke just because I feel like he had this great sense of humor about him, but with everyone. I feel like, with some people, he could just have this fun, loving personality, just also a sense of being kind of, I don't want to say laid back, but maybe relaxed around things. Do you know what I mean? I feel like he would just kind of let the chips fall where they may, kind of a feeling with him. Do you understand that around him?
Yep.
Yeah, he definitely, I feel like he worked hard as well. I just feel like he'd always been a hard worker. I really feel like he was looking forward to retirement, looking forward to when he had a chance to kind of relax and kick back. So I don't know if it's just that he had just recently retired or was thinking about retirement up until his passing. Do you understand that?
Yeah, but he had been retired for about 15 years.
Oh, longer than I was. So
Yeah.
the feeling then is about maybe something very exciting that was about to happen, or he was looking forward to this new step or this new stage in his life. Like, I don't know if we were having a new family member come in or a move. There just makes me feel like there was some excitement. And he was like looking forward to the next steps with it. So,
Well, he was hoping to get better.
okay.
He was hoping
Well,
to get better, but
I'm sure he was, but I just get the sense where I feel like, he really made an effort though to spend as much time with as many all the family that he could. I think that was really important, like letting him get as much time as he could. Do you know what I mean? I know he really gives me, there's a lot of love. So I feel like your door was constantly a revolving door of everybody coming in. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
people constantly coming by, seeing him, talking to him, that sort of thing. He gives me a lot of that. I know he loves his grandbabies. Like, he definitely gives me a feeling like his grandbabies are his pride and joy, you know? And he gives me that as well. I also feel like he gives me a nickname. I don't know if it's just that he's got a nickname or he's calling one of his grandbabies a nickname. There's something around the nickname. Can you take that, Patricia?
Yeah, he gave them all a nickname. 5 grandchildren.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it felt like.
And all
Yes.
5 of them have a nickname from him.
Got it. Oh, got it. Okay, got it. And I'm just curious, do we happen to have like a Nick or a Nikki or anything like that that you can connect the name to in the living or in spirit? Middle name, Vic, Nick, something like this. Can you connect to that at all for someone in the living or in spirit, Patty? Oh, that's so funny. I wanted to call you Patty. I don't know. No, it's interesting. I get that kind of name, Nick and a Steve. So I'll put those down. We'll put those aside for a moment, okay? Yeah, it's interesting. I got a Nick, a Steve, and a Tom. So,
Wow.
can you connect to any of those, Tom?
Maybe a friend, but
Okay. I don't know. There's something around it. I feel like too, what's interesting is I feel like your husband holding hands with you. So I felt like you know, especially towards the end, I feel like you were just right there by that bedside, right there holding his hand, trying to console him, trying to be there for him. Do you know what I mean? And I also feel like you were pretty worn out, but yet you didn't let it show. Like, I feel like you were just kind of trying to keep it going or trying to be strong for him because he always makes me feel like he could see through it. So I feel like, he recognizes that. I also know that, you know, he shows me a photo album. So I believe you actually may have a photo album of a ton of pictures in it, right? He shows me this photo album of all these memories we have together, all these things that we've been doing. And he gives me the feeling like he loved that. I just feel like as he was kind of looking at his life, I think he just really loved that journey that you guys had together, And he also gives me the sense I honestly, it's so interesting. I just feel like either he was thinking about travel or wanting to travel. There's just something about it that I just feel like he had been excited about and maybe he just couldn't, because of the circumstances.
he said if he got better, he was going to go back to Vegas.
Oh, there we go. There we
Back to
go.
Las Vegas and look at the lights.
There we go. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he was absolutely thinking of that and wanting that. I do feel like he had there was a lot of stress in his breathing. I feel like his breathing became very stressful, and that became a big part of him not having a lot of energy and things like that.
What happened?
And he loves the house. He used to love the house. I think just loving like what needed to get done, what the repair. Like it was just like one thing after the other.
He liked he liked tinkering.
Yes,
He liked
yeah,
doing things.
yeah. And I feel like too he loved being useful. I think just whatever little project he loved. I think too he really gives me his grandson, like, or one of his grandsons, loving to kind of tinker with him or show him how to tinker and
Yeah,
you
his
know
oldest grandson.
that sort of thing. I
Yeah.
feel like he might have enjoyed fishing. I'm not sure. Do you understand fishing or connection?
Oh yeah, he loved it. He loved it.
Okay. Because he really gives me that feeling around it and just obviously the water, but definitely the fishing aspect of things. And I feel like, it's kind of difficult because I think sometimes we have these things that seem so unfair, like I think he's just such a great guy, always there just helping other people, lending a hand, that sort of thing, just so close to his family. And yet he kind of was struck with not being able to overcome his illness and not being able to kind of move forward.
Yeah,
But he definitely gives me the feeling. I wonder if I'm curious, were you guys married like 30 years or something like this? It gives me the
53.
Oh my God. Oh goodness. Wow.
Oh,
Wow, wow, wow.
yeah,
I guess the point of that was he gave me the feeling of being his one and only, just inseparable from the time you met, I think, just from the time you
yeah,
met. But gosh, I would not have thought that many years. You
yeah. A
so
lot of years.
wow, that is a lot of years. But the thing too is I feel like, he just gives me the feeling where I don't think he ever wanted to do anything without you, Patricia. He didn't want to do anything without you, and
That's the truth.
and
That is
in
the
it,
truth.
yeah. And I know it's hard. I know it's difficult for you to kind of have to continue on without him. I mean, this guy is, he is your everything. He's your best friend. He's your partner. You guys have been through so much, but he just keeps saying, you know what, though, just look at the kids, and there's so much to
Yeah,
do and have the joy. And it really is about too getting yourself outside of your comfort zone, Patricia. So I feel like he's saying, venture out there, get outside your comfort zone, do the things that I wasn't able to do. And I think that that's going to bring him a lot of joy around it. Okay.
yeah,
And he just says, if he could do anything with you, honestly, if he could go back and do anything, it would to take you in his arms and do a dance with you. That's just what he would love to do, is just to pull you into close and have one last dance with you. So just know that, okay? And he shares that. He also gives me an upcoming birthday, Patricia. So do we have someone's birthday coming up? Maybe July, August? One of the
his,
grandbabies?
his birthday. How about his birthday?
Oh, his birthday's coming up. Oh, okay. Well, I'm telling you, you all better sing and celebrate for him.
Yeah, he liked presents.
Yes, yeah.
He liked getting presents.
He's letting me know you all better celebrate, right? And I will just say, I think what's really great is I know he is all around that house. We haven't removed any pictures, nothing is put away. All of him is still very, very much there. Even his smell is in there, Patricia. So there are certain times you can smell him. So just,
Yeah,
look at that. Know that he is so much around you all the time. Okay.
yeah, feathers.
Oh, yeah, feathers are definitely a sign. Are you finding them? For sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All of
He's
us are. We find them.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes in the most random places that they're not exactly supposed to be. Like, some will be in I think someone found a feather maybe inside a house, like, somewhere that seemed random of how it got in there or at a doorway. So, we should
Now,
check.
you know what happened? I was cleaning out his shed and I was like throwing stuff in the recycle. And I closed the doors. And the next day I went back into the shed and there was this orange feather laying there.
Oh, wow.
Now,
Wow.
I was like, how in the world did that get there?
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, he sent it because he's mad I'm in there cleaning it out.
Yeah, he doesn't want you to move anything. He doesn't want you to move anything, first of all.
So,
He doesn't like his stuff moved, that's for sure. But I do feel like, it's interesting to see. Like, I feel like, you know, all the kids have something of his, and that makes him feel really good. He loves that. And he really gives me, I think too, I feel like his fishing rod is supposed to go to someone. So did we pass along his fishing rod to his son or grandson or
he has twin grandsons
oh, got it.
and there's a lot of fishing poles.
Okay.
And he's supposed to give it to the boys are supposed to get them.
Got it. Okay, that's what it is.
One is keeps asking us all the time to go fishing.
That's it. That's what it is. So take him fishing, and make sure he has make sure they have the fishing poles. That's gonna make him very, very proud and very happy. Okay.
What? My
Um,
I guess, yeah.
yeah, he absolutely does, and I think too, it's very much where I just think it, and not that this is, but everybody loves talking about him, and he wants you to continue talking about him because that's how the babies are going to remember him, is just by constantly talking about him and sharing stories. And he knows that's hard sometimes on you, but he really loves that he's always being thought of and he's still being mentioned a lot in the conversations. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. And the other thing too, it's just funny. I don't know if you're having trouble with a TV or a TV's going on and off, or he gives me the feeling of remember the old days when you'd have rabbit ears and you'd hit a TV? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Kind of, okay, okay.
Yeah.
He showed me that, but I really get the essence of he's trying to show how he comes forward or how he's been messing with some of the electronics in the house. So just pay attention
Oh
to
my
things turning
God.
on, turning off. You get it?
Yeah, my TV in my bedroom. I can't shut it off with the remote. I can't use the volume. I have to get out of bed.
Yeah.
I even called the cable company,
Yeah.
and the guy was like, so I'm thinking, well, maybe I got to buy a new TV. But
Well, you could, but you're gonna have the same trouble. It's just him messing with it, just letting you know.
I believe that because sometimes my TV in the other room comes on.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah, that's just yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, he loves it. He's just letting you know that he's still running around there, very much present, okay? So, I will
Was he happy to be with his mom? His
oh,
mom had 50 years before he went.
yeah, yeah, no, he makes me feel like the reunion within itself is amazing. He just gives me the feeling where there was hugs and tears and laughter, and there's also a male that might have been a brother or an uncle for him that he reunited
God,
with his oh, it could be his dad. Did his dad pass a while ago as well?
yeah.
'Cause it
And
gives
his
me a sense
grandfather.
it gives
He
me the
loves his
sense
grandfather.
he gives me the sense the person who passed was not as old, not elderly, so I don't know when his grandfather passed, though, but he gives
Yeah,
me the feeling of it's almost like when you get to see, like, a father figure, a hug, a talk, a kinda sitting on a bench,
yeah.
talking, that sort of thing. So just know that, and I will leave that with you. The last thing I'll leave you with, Patricia, there's something around your garden or your yard, and he's saying, make sure you keep up with the garden or the yard. So I don't know if you need some yard work done or something's been going on with that, but it feels like keeping up on all of that.
Because he did it all the time. He didn't let the grass grow. He was out there cutting it.
Yeah. Yeah. So make sure you
Oh,
guys are keeping up on that. Okay.
well,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. All right. Well, lots of love to you, Patricia. Know that he's
Thank you.
so around you. Lots of love to your beautiful family. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very,
Bye.
very much. Have a great night. Bye.
You too.
Okay, everyone. Let us do a couple more. Here we go. Let's see. Let's look at Miss Nikki here. I was hoping to hear from my dad tonight. If it comes through to you, it would mean a lot. I've been going through it and could really use his help. Your words have helped me so much. Oh, that's wonderful, Nikki. I think the first thing your dad gives me is it's like a goofy face. Like, so he would have made goofy faces at you or with you, like to get you to laugh, to get you to kind of not stress or not cry. It's that. So Nikki's giving me that first and foremost is, kind of making a goofy little face at you. And the other thing though is very much, Nikki, it's really interesting. I feel like you're on a path of maybe going back. I don't know if it's going back to school necessarily or training, but he's definitely giving me the sense where it's time for you to really start getting serious about that and really start committing to that and not be too afraid that it won't be good enough or it will be too much for you. He gives me the feeling you can absolutely handle it. He also shows me too how much he absolutely loves being around the kids. I think that's really important. He absolutely loves it. He is just doting on all of the kids. And I feel like the boys have been super hyperactive, kind of like it's a lot. It's a lot going on. But he really shares with me that you are handling it so, so well. And it's great to see the kids like feeling very joyful and feeling very happy about things. And he says, obviously they got a ton of energy, but he's like, yeah, you are doing it. You obviously got this. So I know sometimes you feel overwhelmed, I think, as a parent, overwhelmed with making sure everybody's needs are being met. But he kind of shares also, don't forget to take care of yourself, Nikki. Make sure that you're doing things for yourself that help you reset, that give you kind of some adult mommy time, and that's going to be really good. Okay. So he's giving me that so much for you. And he just spreads and shares his love. And, it's very interesting. He just shows like, just kind of like sprinkling gold glitter around you. So I think that's very much remembering for you to shine, and don't be afraid to shine, and don't feel like you're too much for shining. Know what you're worth. Really start stepping out there, Nikki. I don't know if you've been thinking about speaking or kind of putting a podcast out there. I'm not really sure, or writing a book, but it gives me that sense of it's now time to really start using your voice, sweetheart. So I will leave that with you, and with all of his love, just know that he's very much with you. Okay. So I'll leave that with you. Okay. Here we go. Let's do a couple quick ones here. Let's see. So Peggy, this one's always tough. Marriage, very rocky. Do you see it working out? I feel like Peggy, it's getting back to communication, with the marriage. I think it's so much about both of you feel like a bit heightened, where agitated, like the nerve endings are a bit agitated. And so it's almost like both of you in a way feel like you're not being heard. So maybe just sit there and think about how can we honor each other's space and create that communication, and and work it out. And I feel like if you two truly love one another, you can absolutely make this work. At the moment, the lack of understanding and communication, I think, is really getting in the way of being able to be open-minded about being solution-oriented around it. So, and I feel like you may be a little bit more solution-oriented than he is. Sometimes I think just shutting down or not wanting to talk about it, or, a little bit of that old school feeling. So I'm going to recommend that if you two really, really love each other, I don't want to, there's so much tension at the moment. So and it's like tension and then dismissal, right? So rather than that, just sit down and think about how you guys can really communicate, and do it in a way, I think, that is, let me talk and you only listen, and then you can answer, and then I will, like, sharing kind of those things that will help bring you back together. Also, kind of getting on the same page around, I feel like activities, either enough, there's not enough being done with, maybe it's even him, of getting work done or work done around the house, like stepping up or stepping in a bit more. So again, maybe just kind of having those conversations. And I feel like there's an opportunity for it to work out, but I think it's going to definitely take some changing of perspective in order for it, because otherwise I could see you both getting so stubborn in your ways that it's almost like I see a separation. So let's just try to work on that, and see what we can do. Okay. Best of luck to you, Peggy. Okay, here we go. Let me just do another one here quickly. Hi, Colby. I was wondering if you got anything for me. I'm in and out of service, but I can go back and watch the replay. Much love. Okay. Shay. Oh, exactly. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. Okay, Shay, here we go. Shay, one of the things for you I want to just say is to get organized, honey. So I think you have a lot of ideas kind of coming in, or things that you want to do, but there's not a whole lot of implementation happening at the moment. So I'm going to recommend that you sit down and kind of go, let me dedicate time and energy to this specific task so I can help move it forward, move it forward. It's almost like things get pulled out of the way. You get pulled out of this or you get pulled out of that. So I'm going to encourage you to sit down and get a little bit more focused about what it is you want those next steps to look like. And I feel like when you do that, that's going to help it all come together. Okay. I feel like that's going to really help it come together and help you move forward. And there is just something around career that does feel like you're taking a bit of a different direction. So I think what's going to be needed is this organization a bit more to help bring that direction in easily and clearly to release some of the struggle around it. Okay. So I hope that helps you, sweetheart. Okay. Alrighty. Let's do one more here. Anything from me today from my daughter's father or my parents going through a rough patch? Vanessa, I feel like the first thing is the parents coming in and wanting to remind you, even though you may be feeling lonely, you may be feeling a sense of not necessarily having someone that you can fully trust to lean on. They give me the sense of you knowing to trust yourself. And sometimes it's going to be a situation of you believing in yourself more. So it feels like there's been some self-doubt going on around decisions you're making. They're encouraging you to believe in yourself, to know that you can do this, and really allow yourself to know that with the kids, it does feel like you're doing a fantastic job with them. I know it's hard to kind of hold everything together and everybody processing grief, but they really reassure me that you are being loved and supported, and they love how that you're also finding a way to bring joy into the kid's life. So just giving you that, honey, keep your head up high. I know it's absolutely going to get better, for you. There's only one what, honey? One daughter? Is that what it is? Because I feel like it's interesting. I wonder, well, I won't go into it, but I wonder if there's ever been two or one that didn't. It's interesting. They gave me the feeling of two, which is kind of interesting, Vanessa. So that's kind of interesting. But I do feel like they show me that you are, it's really about you kind of listening to your intuition a bit more, because I do think that we've got some change coming up, and they want you to listen to that intuition a bit more so that it's forcing you to say yes, yes, yes. Okay. So I know it's going to be great. I think you're absolutely going to get through this rough patch, but know that they're very much with you. Okay. So lots of love to you, honey. Okay, everybody. That is the end of this episode of the Colby Rebel Show. I want to thank you guys for joining me and for being here with me. Please, again, have a wonderful and safe July 4th. Take care of everyone. Kiss your loved ones and show your gratitude for all of those around you. Have a great night, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Thank you for listening to the Colby Rebel Show. Be sure to follow Colby on social media at Psychic Rebel. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, please head on over to iTunes to leave a review to help Colby grow the tribe. Colby is an international psychic medium, teacher, best-selling author, and speaker. She is a master teacher of the Lisa Williams International School of Spiritual Development and is the owner of the Colby Rebel Spirit Center in Los Angeles. Visit colbyrebel.com.